Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome to Tag Tuesday. I decided to do a tag this week because I was tagged to do the Books and Life video. The Books and Life tag was created by Steve Donahue, and it's, much as I hate to give any promotional value to my arch nemesis, Steve Donahue, over at his channel, I was tagged to do this tag by the marvelous Becs over at Get Bookish, so, I decided I should do the tag. Plus, I haven't done a tag for a while, and I was starting kind of to feel like, maybe a nice tag video would be a good way to spend my Tuesday, or my Monday, since I'm filming this on Monday. So, let's get to the prompts. I'll be reading them off my phone, and I've done almost no preparation for this. So, here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a normal person and 10 being the late Harold Bloom, how much are books and reading a part of your life? Well, I find this question to be somewhat of a challenge. Harold Bloom's life was essentially about books. I think he was married, so it couldn't have been completely about books. But a normal person in the United States of America, where I live, may read very few books. So, compared to a normal person, I read a lot of books, and my life seems to be really devoted to books. But I know I'm not Harold Bloom, so I'm going to put myself at a nice solid, 6.75. on that scale. Prompt number 2. Where does your personal library stand right now? Well, it stands in this room on either side of me. Let's see. Where does your personal library stand right now in relation to the rest of your life? Do you have more books now than you ever have? Fewer? How has your library changed? Where does your personal library stand right now in relation to the rest of your life? Well, my personal library has grown larger, and I've grown larger. A lot of the books in my personal library have grown older, and I've grown older. Some of the books in my personal library are aging and, showing the signs of their age with yellowing pages and, disintegrating dust jackets, and, I'm deteriorating as well. Is that what you meant, Steve? Prompt number 3. Take a mental step back and ask yourself, what is the most likely first bookish impression of a newcomer would have in your home? Well, this is one which has probably changed recently, will probably change it again. If you've been on my channel for a while, you may know that this large bookcase to my right here, to my right, used to be on the diagonal wall behind me where the Magritte picture is hanging. And the Magritte picture used to be over here. Well, on this side, on the other side of this wall is essentially where our front door is. So it used to be that you came in the front door, and if you look to your left, through the gap right there, you saw that big bookshelf. And so I'm sure a lot of people looked in here and thought, man, that's a lot of books. What kind of a, pretentious jerk displays his books so prominently right when you walk in the house? And the answer to that question was me. So I assume many people came in our home and thought I was a pretentious book displaying jerk. I am planning on moving this shelf, the shelf on my left, which is shorter, to that diagonal wall, so I can get some of that stuff that I put against the diagonal wall that you can see when you walk in the house over here and hide it a little more effectively. That's kind of what I'm planning on doing. We'll see how long that takes. Prompt number 4, how often, if ever, Gulp, do you clean or reorganize your books? Well, I just mentioned I'm going to move this shelf at some point to be on the diagonal wall behind me, and that will require reorganization. I'm also thinking about getting a new bookshelf, depending on what I want to do with the other stuff in this room. A new bookshelf for this wall. That will require some rearranging. And I bought white bookshelves on purpose because they don't show dust as much, and therefore, I do dust my shelves from time to time, but certainly not as often as I should. Prompt number 5. On average, how many books do you acquire in a given week? 0.25 books a week. I think I probably average buying less than 30 books a year, but I do have a Kindle now, and it is so easy to buy books on the Kindle, which makes them pure evil, to be honest with you. But I do enjoy reading books on my Kindle, so that number may be off, but I think I probably buy less than 4 books a month. So prompt number 6, what song is your current earworm? That is Black Myself by Amethyst Kia, a song which Jack, the Rambling Raconteur, introduced me to. He and I sometimes on Voxer exchange information about songs and other stuff, and he was kind enough to to bring that song to my attention. I'll leave a link to it down below. I think it's really great. It combines a lot of things that I like. in a song. Great, powerful, soulful, singing, kind of a funky country blues type riff to it. Anyway, that's my current earworm. Prompt number 7, what percentage of your self-control do you retain in a well-stocked bookshop? I would say around 97%. I saw the Poptimist do this tag. I saw his version of the tag yesterday, and he and I think, agree. I usually know what I want to buy when I go into a bookstore, and so I go directly to the sections that I'm, looking for the book in. If I find it, I buy it. If I don't, I probably don't spend a lot of time browsing around. Now, again, it kind of depends on where I am and what I'm doing. If I'm specifically going to the bookstore because I know I want to buy these books, I buy the books I'm looking for and leave and rarely ever add anything to that list. If I'm just going out and, let's say end up somewhere where there is a bookstore and I'm with someone who wants to do something else, I would spend a lot longer time browsing the bookstore, and I probably would buy something, but it would probably be something that I've had in the back of my mind I wanted to buy for, quite some time. Prompt number 8. Do you ever feel the need to take a break from books? If so, what form does this take? I'm a really slow reader, and so I'm not sure I ever actually take a break from books. It's just that because if I did, I read so slow I wouldn't get through everything that I plan on reading. My Victober TBR is in danger because I did take a break from reading Adam Bede for a few days, and I got behind on my schedule, but I'm hoping to catch up. Prompt 9, when you meet a new person, how long does it take you to bring up books? I almost never bring up books with new people I meet. I almost never bring up books with people I've known for a long time because I don't know a lot of bookish people, which is why I got onto BookTube, and this has been great because it gives me a place to talk to and access to people who want to talk to me about books. Where I live in suburban conservative Texas, there aren't a lot of readers, and the readers there are probably not reading the kind of books I read and wouldn't be interested in the books I read. And if I talked about the books I read, I think they would think I was being a pretentious snob. And we can go back to prompt number 2 about, prompt number 3 about how people react when they see my books in my house. Prompt 10, have you given any thought or any provisions for your personal library after you croak? None whatsoever. I hope my wife and I, at some point, as we get closer to that impending day, begin to declutter. But I plan on keeping my books, and then my kids will just have to do whatever they want with them. It won't really be up to me. I'll be dead. Prompt number 11. Are you known among your friends and loved ones for your weird and probably unhealthy relationship with books? I'm pretty well known in my family for being the bookish person, the most bookish person in our family, even though I come from a family of readers. My dad, mom read, my sister reads. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention when talking to people about books, one of the great delights that I've had here recently is my daughter has gotten back into reading after graduating from college. And she and I have been able to discuss books from time to time, which has been really nice. But I probably am the person who I think is probably the most devoted reader in our family right now. That may not be entirely fair, but hey, it's my BookTube channel and I'm going to say what I want. Anyway, there you go. There's the Books and Life tag. I look forward to your comments in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.